let's see what were the changes that occurred after the October. The Bolshevik nationalized the bank and industries in November 1970. They declared land as a social property and allowed peasants to control land of nobles, the church, and the Tsar. It means it became a public property. They banned all titles of aristocracy and big houses were partitioned according to the family needs. New uniforms were designed for the army and officials. Also, the Soviet hat was designed. The Bolshevik Party was renamed the Russian Communist Party. So, these were the changes which occurred after October. In November 1917, the Bolsheviks conducted the elections to the Constituent Assembly, but they failed to gain the majority support. In January 1918, the Assembly rejected Bolsheviks' measure and Lenin dismissed the Assembly. Lenin believed that the All-Russian Congress of Soviets was more democratic than an assembly. Now, let's see about the creation of Soviet Union. In March 1918, the Bolsheviks entered into a treaty with Germany at the Brest-Litovsk and ended the war with Germany. The Bolsheviks became the only party to participate in the elections to the All-Russian Congress of Soviets, which was the parliament of the country, and they won, like the one-party system. Russia became a one-party state. The secret police punished those who criticized the Bolsheviks. Many young writers and artists rallied to the party because it stood for socialism and change. It means they wanted that there should be some changes which should be brought in the state. Civil War. Do you know what is a civil war? A war within a country amongst the people of the same nation is called a civil war. Here, the decision of redistribution of land by Bolsheviks caused breakup of army. Clashes between supporters of autocracy, liberals, and Bolshevik soldiers started. The pro-Tsarist, that is, the Whites, and the socialist revolutionaries, that is, the Greens, fought a civil war with Bolsheviks, that is, Reds, troops during 1918 and 1919. The pro-Tsarist and socialists were backed by France, American, British, and Japanese troops. Non-Bolsheviks took harsh steps against the peasants. They had no courtesy towards those people. This made them unpopular. The Bolsheviks took the help of non-Russian people and Muslims, Jihadists, to take control of most of the former Russian Empire by 1920. Most non-Russian nationalists were given political autonomy in the Russia created by the Bolsheviks in 1922, thus led to civil war. During the Civil War, the Bolsheviks kept industries and banks nationalized. It means they were under the control of central authority. They permitted peasants to cultivate and seized land to show collective work. It means the land will be collectively cultivated and profit will be collectively shared. A process of centralized planning was introduced. Officials made 5-year plans for the improvement of economy. The government fixed all prices to promote industrial growth during the first two plan for the economy, and centralized planning led to economic growth. Industrial production increased between 1929 to 1933 by 100% in the case of oil, coal, and steel. Now, let's see about the condition of workers, or what status they had in the society. Rapid construction brought poor working conditions for workers. In many areas, the construction of a steel plant was achieved in 3 years. Workers did not have even basic facilities of toilets, healthcare, etc. So, the measures taken to improve the status of workers were: first, an extended schooling system developed and arrangements were made for factory workers and peasants to enter universities. Creches were established in factories for the children of women workers. Cheap public health care was provided. Model living quarters were made for the workers. The effect of all this was uneven. Government resources were limited. So, the condition of workers was trying to improve slowly.